The kickoff for Charlie Kirk's 14-city tour was here in Orem, Utah, about 40 miles away from Salt Lake City at Utah Valley University. Thousands of people, mainly students, were gathering in a large open courtyard. Minutes before the shooting, video from Kirk's own X account shows an open space and a barrier between the tent and the students, with multiple security guards standing at the fence line. Police say there were 6 campus police officers there as well.
A lot of people, Utah, I'll tell you what.
Kirk was a rock star among young conservatives, largely because of events like this, meeting college students up close on campuses across the country. Police say roughly 3,000 people showed up for this one, all watching and listening as it happened. Kirk was answering a question about mass shootings.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
Kirk is rushed into an SUV and taken to the hospital. Panic crowds ran as police jumped in.
And let's be advised, UVU in Orem has had an active shooter at the Charlie Kirk event. We're getting several calls. We're trying to get more information.
In the scramble after Kirk was shot, video taken from inside a building captures what appears to be someone running across a rooftop. That rooftop is this building, called the Losey Center, less than 200 yards away from the spot where Kirk was hit. If that runner was the shooter, he would have been positioned about here. From this shot, you can see the rooftop of the Losey building is pretty easy to access. It's connected to another building by an elevated walkway, which, as you can see, is only separated from the roof by a railing. Aerial footage after the shooting shows police tape on the roof of the Losey building. And at about 12:36 p.m., an officer describes a possible suspect.
He's wearing jeans, black shirt, black mask, long rifle. Is on top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library, wearing jeans, black shirt, black vest.
6 hours later, Utah Valley University issued an all clear, saying the threat is over. Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old father of 2 young children, did not survive.
Sarah Toole is joining me now over the phone, a senior there at Utah Valley University, and she got there early to this event to see Charlie Kirk. Thank you for joining us, and tell me about your experience there. You just are hearing, I'm sure, from a lot of other people that really describe this as a pretty jovial start to this event, although they were even surprised that nobody's bags were checked or anything like that. They felt like it was a safe environment initially.
Correct. And thank you for having me, by the way. Yeah, it was interesting because even like other public people that were welcome to come outside of UVU students, they had to get tickets. But like someone else said before, you didn't have to pay for them. And honestly, you didn't have to show them at all. People could just walk in, set up where they wanted to sit, and watch everything. So yeah, no security. I will say there were some police on campus, but not checking people walking in, not, scanning for metal, none of that.
Did that surprise you in the moment, or are you kind of thinking about it now?
Honestly, no. I mean, I think there definitely should have been security, but no, it seemed like, just a great hangout for everybody to hang out with Charlie and, ask him questions because he's so laid back and he'll talk to you about anything. So I don't know. I guess now, now we know you definitely need to be having a little bit more security.
Well, and I think that that was part of Charlie Kirk's appeal, right? That he did want to engage with people. And it was not like he just wanted to engage with fans. He wanted to engage with people that had differing views of his. We've watched these campus events for a while now, and he's traveled the country. This was his first stop. What kind of mark does that leave?
I mean, it's intense. I think, honestly, even though he's gone, he is making such a massive impact on the community, not only in Utah, but across the world, because he was doing God's work. And he is bringing UVU students and strangers together in unity over this entire thing. So he's still making a major impact on the world, in my opinion.
Tell me about his message specifically to young conservatives throughout this country.
Just to have freedom of speech. I mean, to be able to talk, and that young people feel like they can, you know, speak their truth, and that it can also be combated by Charlie Kirk. And, you know, even if somebody agrees with his political views, he's still challenging them. And I think that's really cool and really amazing.
It certainly is, and I'm sure, like many people across this country right now, you're thinking and praying for his wife and his young kids. And I know that there was a lot of fear struck into the crowd in that moment. We know it was one gunshot, but I have to imagine there's fear that there could have been more.
100%. I mean, that is why everyone got down. A lot of people were screaming. My mom was there with me, and she looked up at me and she said, "Run." I just booked it out of the building as far away as I could get. And, you know, now hearing that the shooter hasn't even been caught is just an even bigger worry. I don't feel like going to school. I don't want to go to school, and I am scared to go to school.
Well, and it sounds like your school is not going to let you go anyway, at least for a little while until they figure that out. But again, there is a manhunt going on. So where are you right now? Are you in the Orem area? And how do you feel about the fact that authorities are not saying that they have the suspect in custody?
Correct. Yeah, I actually just left campus. It's been a long, long day. Before I left, we had police officers, a minimum of 50, and SWAT, and they came even from South Jordan. Like, we have so many officers and Army people at UVU campus right now. And that's kind of, honestly, I kind of figured they hadn't caught anybody before it even came out on the news, considering what I was seeing on campus.
And you told me, did you say that you were in a building, or that you tried to leave the building as quickly as possible? We're showing video of people running out in the aftermath. Are you able to give us an idea of where you were when this happened?
100%, yeah. So I was in the fourth row in the courtyard where Charlie Kirk was. I was a little to his left, and the shooter was to my right. So, and even if you were looking at Charlie Kirk from the front, the shooter was still to the right and just got him right in the neck, blood gushing everywhere. A friend of mine and I ran into the building and ran out the building. It's like the exit pathway, and just kept running, crossing streets, like just trying to get to safety.
And so you think the shooter was to the right of you based on what you heard and what you saw?
Yes, correct. Yeah, it went right into his left side, and the shooter was from my right, and even in the middle, it was still to the right. And I'm pretty sure you had somebody say this earlier, but I think it was about 200 yards away.
You think a little bit further? Yeah, I think that's the general sentiment here that's growing, and there was potentially a really high caliber weapon there. Again, one gunshot fired to end the life of conservative activist, young husband and father, Charlie Kirk. And Sarah, is there anything else that you want to share here just generally about your university and what the future of your university is going to look like here in the days and weeks to come?
You know, that's a fabulous question. It'll be interesting to see. I definitely think that security will become a much more bigger part of just universities across the world. I mean, we might even get to the point where there's, you know, like airport security in universities. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle this and how they can make us students feel safe to come back to school. And the only other thing I want to say is just to send out prayers for Charlie Kirk and his family and those close to him as they go through this really difficult time.
Absolutely, and I'm a mother myself, so I'm glad that your mother is able to hold you tight tonight. Sarah, thank you for being on with us today. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you too.
Of course.
Brad, I'm told we have
This is a dark day for our state. This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened.